Hello and welcome to the Local Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Johnson. The Local Leaders Podcast provides a platform for successful business owners to share their stories, their experiences, their advice, and their ideas in order to help our listeners achieve more success in their business and in their lives. Get ready, another great show is coming up. Good afternoon, all our fans of Local Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Johnson, and to our listeners, we're glad that you're here because today we've got a special treat, a fellow North Carolinian. We have got April and Lamon Mitchell on with us today, and their business is Food Gang, or Pat's Food Truck, better known as, in the Burlington or Alamance County area. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing all right.
Good. Well, we are excited to have you on the show. I'm just down the road, just outside of Greensboro. So we're neighbors. You're the closest people I've talked to so far, because our little podcast here has kind of been all over the country, and it's nice to have someone nearby. Hey, if you don't mind, we appreciate you being on today, and we'd love to hear more about the business, about Pat's Food Truck to start with, and kind of where it came from and what you guys are all about.
So my husband is one excellent cook. And we came about the Pat's Food Truck by buying a food truck right before the pandemic hit. Right after my mom passed away, and my mom is Pat. So our truck says Mitchell Soul Food, and during the pandemic, we weren't able to get it rewrapped just because it was just difficult. So we didn't get it wrapped to have her name on it. So everybody just kind of learned to that's us just by seeing the truck.
Yeah.
But the truck is named after my mom, Patricia.
Yep. Yeah, I remember us talking about that early on, and hate that she's gone, but what a great way to keep her alive, right?
Yeah, she loved to cooking and baking and having her family around. So just trying to keep the same principles for our family.
Yep. No, I understand completely. And, I'm sure all the people that love to come to the truck are glad you're there. And to tell us a little bit about the food that you're serving and kind of what it's all about.
Well, so, yeah, our food is basically comfort food, just nice, warm meals that my husband cooks. We cook everything on the truck. There's nothing that's like pre-made. Collard greens, cabbage, all those things are made on the truck. Desserts, the whole nine. So lemonade, iced tea. We just try to keep it. Our motto is, if we don't make it, we don't sell it.
I got you.
So,
I like that.
He has wonderful dishes. He created the patalaya, like a take on jambalaya, and named it after my mom. But it's like sauteed shrimp, turkey sausage, peppers and onions over a bed of yellow rice. And you can get it sweet or spicy. Just like one of the things that we offer.
Yeah, and you see, you got my mouth watering already. It's 5:15 p.m. for all our listeners who are not on the East Coast. We're closing in on dinner time, so she starts talking about collard greens and all that, and we get hungry over here in the South, don't we?
We do. It's just nice, warm comfort food that you really can't find too many places where you can say that someone actually cooks everything from start to finish.
Yeah, and Lamon is the main man and back behind the on the grill and inside the truck. Is that right, Lamon?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Do you try to keep April out of your way, or does it go the other way?
Nah, so usually when we start off, I'll start off and then she come in halfway through and help me out.
Gotcha. So in other words,
Yeah.
you doing all the prep, and then you getting all the cooking done, and then she comes in and takes some glory out of it, right?
Yeah. Then she she still got her own station to run too.
Yeah.
So like the desserts, I don't have anything to do with those.
I got
So
you.
mostly just like unless you need me to like probably mix something up or cut up some fruit
Yeah.
or something like that. I usually just stay out of the way with that.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you kind of know your places, and you guys can work together and incorporate other family members, as you need to be able to meet demand. And it's awesome to have an opportunity to get some comfort food in a food truck, and a great way to start a business or a restaurant business, because the startup costs are definitely lower than they would be in a brick and mortar. Which kind of leads me to mentioning, for all your fans, is that you guys are planning a brick and mortar location. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. We are scheduled to open the brick and mortar October 23rd, provided all the floors are floor tiles arrive and they get put in a timely manner. But we are scheduled to open that, and we're gonna have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and continue the whole Pat's tradition of we make everything, and the teas, the lemonade, desserts, and just expand our menu. On a food truck, you can't have that much on there, just based off of refrigeration.
Right.
So we are happy to be able to expand the menu. So many times people come up and go, "Oh, do you have pintos today or yams today?" We try to rotate the menu on the food truck, but you can't have we can't cook all that and have the space for it. So this gives us the opportunity to open up the menu and bring in the rest of the family and continue the tradition that, well, I guess it's a tradition now for the last 3 years. We're trying to create a tradition.
Yeah, no, I understand. It sounds like a great tradition, and as you start to build that, it's awesome to be able to mix family with business. And a lot of people are really successful at it. There's always some challenges, when you got family involved, and money involved. Sometimes or at some point there'll be a challenge or two, but I'm sure you guys will be able to get over it. And we've got some great episodes for you guys and our listeners about some family-run businesses, and kind of how they keep from killing one another, for lack of a better word, and keep everything running smoothly. So maybe y'all can check some of those out as well. But I'm excited, man. It's that's getting close. October 23rd. It's October 4th today, so we're only a few weeks out from getting that last little bit put on it. Are you gonna call this location? Is it gonna have the Pat name in it, or have you got a different name?
Actually, Lamon created the name is Big Pat Soul Food Cafe. I threw the cafe in there, but like the finishing touch on it.
Yeah, I like that too. It gives it that little higher level feeling.
Yeah, I'm a fan of I'm a foodie, so I like catchy names. It just makes you want to stop and have something to eat.
Yeah.
So
now
we're continuing the name.
And this is going to be full service, right? Dine in and all.
Yes, full service. We're excited.
I bet you are.
Family staff, and hostesses, cashiers. We're trying to do it all.
Yeah. How many people do you think it's going to take to run, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in terms of employees? Have you figured out what that looks like yet?
We are still working on what it looks like. Right now, we have 10 employees.
Gotcha. Well,
that'll come on the truck, and that's cousins, sisters, children,
Co-workers.
co-workers that Lamont used to have. So we're just pulling everyone in.
Yeah, pull them in and put them to work.
Yeah.
Hey, you can always tell them, hey, we don't pay good, but we'll feed you well.
That is true. And during today's times, it's challenging as far as staffing. Staffing is challenging.
Yes, it is. And it's, I don't know when it's going to get any better. But it's definitely a challenge. I went to the bank this afternoon, big bank, that's here. Of course, got a local presence here in my town. They were like cars lined up in the drive-through. I walked inside. There was like 6 people deep and one teller. I stood there for about 10 minutes and then I said, the heck with it. I'll go back and do it online. But anyway, it's not just restaurants. It's all businesses are short staffed. So, that's something you guys have to think about as you kind of come onto the scene. I mean, if you explode and just, many new restaurants the first month or two is big numbers because people want to check it out.
Yeah.
You may have to purposefully try to limit it just because you don't have the capacity to work 70 hours a week or 100 hours a week or whatever it might take until you can get some staff in place. But that's one of the greater challenges. Fortunately, you have family and friends and you can drag them in, so that's a good backup plan.
It is, and it's great to have them because they know what you're trying to do. They've been there with you the entire time. So usually they won't let you down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they feel invested.
Yeah, because they know you'll see them next Sunday and you'll be mad.
Yeah. That is true.
Now, speaking of Sundays, are y'all planning to be open in that in the restaurant 7 days a week, or how's your schedule looking?
6 days a week.
Yeah.
We are looking Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, closing at 9, and then Friday and Saturday trying to stay up until 10, and then Sunday a short day, just brunch for the majority of the day, from 10 to 5, and that gives us a half a day on Sunday. Be off all day Monday to try to rejuvenate a little bit.
Yeah, try to recover, and you'll spend all that time doing administrative stuff, probably with payroll and ordering from your suppliers and taking care of issues along the way. So, it's hard to find much time off, and I know you guys aren't afraid to work. So early on, you'll be working it really hard, but the goal would be, for most restaurateurs is to grow into not having to work so much, where you can have other people doing it for you. So, what are y'all thinking long term? Are you thinking, that this concept, might be expandable, able to, franchise it at some point or add locations? Have you thought that far ahead yet?
He jokes and he's always saying, you know what, pretty soon, Durham will say, let's have a big patch. So he's always thinking ahead of possibly expanding.
I like that, Lamon. You're the visionary, babe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Somebody's got to think big, and then so usually you have the one person who's thinking large, and the other person is thinking they're crazy. Hey, we got to get this one first, and that's true. But it's great to think big, and the advice I've heard, through doing all these podcasts, talking with a lot of restaurant owners who have more than one location. Get it right in that first location. Get your systems in place and everything running smooth and really maxed out, before you take it to the next one, because otherwise you kind of double your trouble if you hadn't smoothed out all those issues. And that was, I thought, a good piece of advice. It was worth resharing. But then again, you can do that quickly and you can grow quickly if the concept catches and you guys do it right, which I'm sure you will. Like you said, they'll be calling from Durham, from Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, Raleigh, All those little areas could use a big pat. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. And by next year, we're talking about maybe that second location or third location.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm learning that we kind of bounce off of each other.
Yeah.
Or compliment each other, just to keep each other grounded. But one of us always has to dream ahead of time to plant that little seed out.
Yeah.
So that we can go forward.
Well, I mean, just think how many more people you can employ and bring into the business, by growing. Somebody told me today early on, I had a podcast, and basically said if you ain't growing, it's really difficult for your employees because there's no career path to where they can move up. A server stays a server and a cook stays a cook, and you got to continuously be thinking about, in order to attract and retain good people, giving them a path of growth. And that's what, expanding the business can do, is it can create opportunities for employees to move up in the world and do better. So, well, I'm just full of advice today, aren't I?
No, that's great advice. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you're recruiting, and it's a lot easy. Well, it's not a lot easier today, but it's easier for some of these multi-site locations. They've got more to offer because of that mobility. It's, hey, start here. You do well. Before long, you got a path to grow and learn new things and get better and earn more money. And who knows? Maybe we can put you in a restaurant. A few years down the road, if you get to that point. And then you can just open locations and move employees into running them. So that's the dream, of working smart instead of hard. So
that right.
Yeah. So I look forward to y'all being able to do that. And I really look forward to having an opportunity to come eat some greens. And I might need a little cornbread with it and some pinto beans, some good fried stuff.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And I can reach you guys with about 30-minute trip up the road. I can be there.
That'll be great. He's known for his collard greens. We have people come and get pans of them.
Yeah.
Just great. So.
Well,
it's
an art. Not everybody can make a greens.
You're right.
And I'm one of them. I certainly can't, but I do like them when they're good. How about some fatback for breakfast? Y'all gonna go that far?
So far we're gonna do the traditional biscuits and gravy, and gonna try some salmon patties for breakfast, and bacon, steak, eggs,
corned beef hash.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. I forgot about corned beef hash.
He has a huge mix.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
Now, I'm sorry, I talked over you, April.
Oh no, we're typing it up now, the menu. Well,
I was just going to ask if y'all had, if y'all had any help on the menu, because, you gotta be a little more strategic these days with your menu because of food shortages and prices. And be able to, restaurants that have the ability to substitute. You can't get collards this week, but you can get something else, and be able to kind of have a menu that can ebb and flow a little bit. Tend to be in better shape because you can buy what's more affordable to try to keep your food costs down. And that's the one hard thing about breakfast, lunch, and dinner is it makes a big menu, and
it does.
You got to kind of think about that when you, in today's environment, with the costs where they are and the shortages where they are. Have you guys got all your suppliers lined up already?
We have the majority of them. We're working on some backups, just because food shortages have been tough the last year and a half. It's been difficult trying to work around. So in our menu, we're reserving a large space for chef specials. That way, we can take advantage of, if we see something that might be nice, maybe cost effective, then we can slide that in.
Yeah, that's really smart. Whether you do like a menu board inside where you could post, put that up on chalk or whatever. I saw a restaurant here locally that did that. They put up a big chalkboard basically, and that's where their daily specials go, but that's where they can throw in items and get creative and kind of mix it up without messing up their printed menus.
Mm-hmm.
Because who wants to throw menus away? That's expense. That's an expense also.
It is. It is. Everything's expensive these days.
Did you tell me that you had a drive-through on this business or not? Was that?
No.
Okay.
The building used to be a drive-through. Used to be a drive-through store.
I got you. But no longer operational on the drive-through. Huh?
No longer operational.
Gotcha. Well, that's.
I got Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Postmates.
Yep. You got the delivery services lined up for you for that. And will you do curbside, or will you do like come in and get your food takeout, traditional takeout?
We're going to do curbside, traditional takeout, all the delivery services. We're going to try to incorporate all of it. I think the pandemic opened up lots of possibilities, and we just want to kind of take advantage of all of it. We survived the pandemic based on those things. Like we had to start doing call-ins and DoorDash, and we had to get creative with the food truck. So we just want to continue that, the things that work for us.
Yeah, exactly. And it's you'll figure it out too. You'll figure out some of the stuff you had all well planned and perfected, turns out to not quite work as well as you hope. So you'll have to make some adjustments like every business owner does, and some things will be even better than you expected. And who knows, you might find out your curbside takeout business is outrunning the dining space, the dining room piece. And just be stuff for you guys to deal with to try to make sure that all of them are going full scale and the kitchen's able to keep up. Lamon, that's gonna be on you, brother. You're gonna be back there calling people, hey man, I need some help, I need some prep help, I need something, I need a dishwasher, we got to turn this stuff over.
I mean, I know we served over 50,000 plates just last year.
Oh man, that's a lot.
And not even including catering.
That's a lot. That's a lot in the truck, and you got a catering business, which I neglected to ask about. Thanks for bringing it up, Lamon. I didn't even mention the catering piece. So you're still going to run the catering business now and just cook it out of the restaurant?
Yes.
Nice.
They make it easier, and the menu will be bigger. They have a bigger menu for catering.
Yeah. I think.
And if they we could cook it in the restaurant if they want us to bring the actual food truck there instead of setting it up buffet style. We could do that and serve.
Yeah, I like that idea actually, because you've already got food truck business and you've got some, from talking to April before, I think you've got some business customers out there that you can lean on. And you can turn that bad boy into a buffet, man. I don't know that I've ever seen a buffet or family style food truck before, but that'd be cool.
We've been invited to birthday parties, catered birthday parties.
Yep.
We've had a few that were almost like a buffet with us serving them. It's been exciting. The whole journey's been exciting.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. Now, what's been the biggest challenge y'all had or faced, in kind of getting this brick and mortar business put together?
Finding the space first. That was hard.
Yeah.
We almost gave up.
The space. Lots of buildings, lots of old restaurants that are beyond repair. Some that were turned into different things like tobacco shops or sweepstakes, things like that, where they remove the hoods.
Yeah.
And it just makes it difficult to try to put it back as a restaurant.
Right. Yeah.
Like relationships with people. We don't have a lot of relationships with people out here as food like that's the farthest it gets. So we don't know a lot of people outside of food.
Yeah, just trying to have contacts when it's time to fix something or put something in. That's been difficult. Just trying to find contractors, things like that.
Yeah. Well, and
It's been challenging.
I was going to say, and a lot of that's, the COVID after effects too, because, it's hard to get equipment. It's hard to get equipment serviced. It's everything is. I mean, my wife just cut my underground dog fence this weekend with a shovel, and it's going to be Thursday before I can even get the invisible fence man out to the house for my dog. So it's hard to find people quickly, and to be able to get things done. So I understand where you're coming from, and maybe I can help a little bit in the background with some of my contacts if that helps on the food side in the area. I'll be glad to offer that. So if y'all see something you can't get done that needs to get done and you need some help, just shoot me a message, and if I know anyone that can help, I'll shoot them your way.
All right, that'll be great. Right now we're just waiting on flooring, and that was back ordered. So we've had to push our opening date back. This is the third date, just because we've been waiting on the flooring.
Yeah.
So it's just,
it's always something, and it may happen again, and you can't get all your inspections until the floors are in. Is that accurate?
that is accurate. The inspector's been out trying to, but
yeah,
they're ready. So there's no hold up. As soon as the floor's in, we can call and say, hey, we're ready. But we're just waiting on the floors.
Hey, let me ask you this, and it's a little bit personal, so I don't want any personal details. I'm just curious about kind of how you financed this business. Did you and the family kind of front the money to get this thing going, or were you able to get any kind of business loans or anything like that?
I use my inheritance.
Well, that's personal enough. So, but yeah, a great way to take some money and invest it, right?
Yes, and just trying to build our business credit. Like the last year and a half, we've basically leaned on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So personal wise, and now we're trying, everybody keeps saying, oh, you have business credit, you can do this, you can do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier said than done.
Yes, it is.
We actually have everything in place. We're registered with the state and have all the things that you think would make it easier. We're S corp, and we still try to figure out that part of it, the business credit part.
Yeah.
It's been difficult, especially when people don't. When you ask, you try to get advice and try to get help, and is slim coming. A lot of people don't want to tell you or help you with it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that can be really frustrating, and establishing a new business, everything relies on your personal credit. Probably every vendor you're dealing with, they want your personal information because you don't really have business credit yet, and it's tough. It's tough to start. That's why I asked that question. A lot of people want to start a restaurant, but they can't figure out how to finance it. And you guys, have had some funds to put into it, so that's the best way to go, because you still own all the business, as opposed to having to sell it out to investors just to build it.
Yeah. So the good thing is this time we were able to use the business credit for some things that we created over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing to know that we were on the right track, trying to figure it out. Google is our friend.
Mm-hmm.
And so it started to pan out a little bit. It was like we were able to use some, I guess about 50% business credit coming into this transformation into a restaurant. So
good.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Hopefully by the second restaurant will be fully able to use business credit, the entirely 100% business credit.
Well, the frustrating thing about, banks and credit and creditors and all that is, if you really need the money and don't have any, they won't give it to you. But if you can stash away some money in the bank, then you'll have people lining up to give you money. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. Well, we certainly wish you guys the very best in getting this thing off the ground and up and running, and hopefully by October 23rd?
Yeah.
Hopefully that date will hold and you'll get everything done and be ready to rock and roll and, have your grand opening and just have a big old celebration over there with all the family and friends and the community coming out to support you guys. And, that leads me just to ask you a couple of quick questions. One is marketing related, or, what are you doing or what are you going to do to market? Are you just kind of Facebooking it to let people know, or do you have any other marketing plans?
Yeah, right now we're doing Facebook, Instagram, lots of word of mouth. We've started putting stickers on everyone's box that comes by the food truck. We have it on our board at the food truck, and I did send some mailers like Evite out, or I guess it's like that electronic invitations.
Yep.
For everyone, that we have cell phones and emails.
Podcast.
Yeah.
This podcast. Yeah. we are we're trying to get out. We've looked at some different types of marketing, but haven't decided on whether we would do print or like commercials or anything. So
yeah, well, that stuff can come, once you kind of get it going and get some money coming in. And a lot of people today are just leveraging their social media and Google. Kind of getting ranked in Google and some of the digital marketing things you can do is more affordable. And social media, kind of free as long as you have time to do it. That's the only.
And as long as it's up.
Yeah, it's there's just so much to running the business, and kind of last thing, in terms of expectations, do you guys have like a magic number kind of in your mind as to what you need to generate in terms of sales, to a goal, I guess, that you're trying to get to here in the first few months?
We do. I have a roundabout number just based on, we know what we can do our best days on the food truck.
Right, exactly.
So my goal is, or I guess my expectation is, like 25% better than our best food truck day.
Yeah, good. Well, at least you got a starting point, right? And you might blow that thing out of the water and triple the food truck, which I hope you will. On a per day basis. But it's great that you're thinking about those things, and where your sales need to be, and kind of where your prime costs, your labor, which with family and friends hopefully is lower than a lot of people's, and your food cost. If you can control those things and keep those sales growing, you guys will be able to stash some money away.
Yeah, that is the prayer. If food costs would just come down a little bit, or just don't go up anymore.
Yeah,
the food costs are unbelievable right now.
Yeah, that it really is, and I'm sure you've seen it on the food truck, and you'll see it bigger in the restaurant. With the bigger menu and things. It's a tough thing to overcome, but hopefully, you guys will get through it. You'll have great sales. And I really, I really do hope, and I've been in a lot of, working with a lot of restaurants opening and then kind of watch their sales over time. And you should open big, as much as 2 or 3 times what your norm may become in the first month, the second month, be big. But that's a good spot to make some money. So make sure you're ready and hopefully blow that thing out and just, cash in on those first couple of months and until it settles back to a normal, moderate level, which it'll do probably by month 3. But everybody likes something new, and you've already got following. So hopefully you guys will make a big splash. Any parting words of wisdom you want to throw out there for our listeners?
The new Burlington is on the way.
Well, that's his words of wisdom.
Yeah, I like it.
I just feel like for anyone that has a dream, I say just continue working towards it. I just feel like, we have huge dreams. Sometimes the thoughts that we would have and jot down was like, oh, this is impossible at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually were able to do it. It's just amazing. I believe in dreams, and I believe everyone should try to live them out. Just needs a little plan. The biggest dreams happen with some planning.
Yeah, and that definitely makes a big difference. And you guys are well on your way. And again, just to remind everyone, we're talking to April and Lamon of Pat's Food Truck, soon to have their new restaurant opening on October 23rd. Right now is the plan date. There's still a little bit of work to be done on the building, so we can't announce that officially probably until a few days before, but it's going to be Big Pat's Soul Food Cafe. And are you officially in Burlington, North Carolina?
We are in Burlington, 3281 South 3rd Street.
Awesome. Hey, you probably haven't even got a website up yet for that, but you got a Facebook page at least for Pat's Food Truck, right?
And we have one for the restaurant. We have a Facebook page for that.
Okay.
We have we have Instagram. We have the website is Big Pat's Café. It's just construction.
Gotcha.
One of those late night things that you work on.
Yep, you're exactly right. But I'm gonna make a note of that because we're gonna want to flash it up on our screen here too. So it's www.bigpatscafe.
Yes, .com.
Bigpatscafe.com. Awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I'm sure we'll be in touch because I think there might be some things we can help you guys with. But I look forward to getting it open and checking out Lamont's cooking and helping to spread the word. So for all you Burlington, North Carolina people and Elon College and Gibsonville and all those areas in and around Burlington, Mebane, don't leave Mebane out. Get yourself over to Big Pat's Cafe here at the end of the month and let's support these great entrepreneurs. So thank you guys for being on today.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, Lamon. Thank you. And thank you, April, for taking a few minutes to talk with us today. And again, I hope everybody will support you in the area. And we look forward to seeing a great success and talking to you maybe next year or the year after about how great and big the business has gotten. And we just, that's the goal of this show, is to try to help entrepreneurs in the restaurant space to be able to be more successful, be more profitable, be more happy, all those good things, and enjoy their lives. So best of luck to you and to our listeners. Thank you for being here today for another episode of the Local Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Johnson, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode.